Welcome to Land a House. I'm Seth. We are in the upstairs loft of my little tiny house that I started building in 2014. It's time to finally get the siding installed. So some friends of mine gave me some tongue and groove, which I've got some there and some on the back side. And as you can see, I've already got some up on these other walls. But let's go ahead and spend some time in this video getting at least this wall over here done and the back wall. If I have any left over, I will probably even start putting some up here on the ceiling. So anyway, enough talk. Let's go ahead and get to work. Starting on this wall here, I've got some weird stuff going on. I had installed this one piece up here first, and so I need to kind of basically measure here, cut down, over, up, and then it's going to be up in here somewhere. So this piece right here might be a little bit strange. Also, it's supposed to go back in there, so let me go ahead and do a little bit of measuring. But first of all, we need to get the distance from down here. We've got there. I may just cut the piece to right here and do my weird cuts on the next one. So looks like 106 inches and 3/4 ought to do us right there. I had this idea years ago that if I ever wanted to get a traditional mattress upstairs, I would need to have plenty of open space when you first walk in. And so I also wanted to have more floor space. So I made these little, I guess, extenders that you can pop into place. And whenever you're needing to get something up or down, you just slide them out of the way. And there you go, more space. So I'm going to do that now so that I can get these long pieces down for cutting them, and then I can pull them back up here when they're the right length. All right, there's piece number one. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get this one installed, and we'll cut that weird piece next. And after that, things will be a lot more straightforward. Not entirely sure if it's my floor that's off or if it's this board. I'm gonna say probably this board. So I may put one corner in and then push down and get the other side down so it won't have that bow in there. It's pretty significant one way or the other. So I've just made sure this is flush on the other end down here, and then I like to pre-drill before I hammer this in. And then I can use this punch to make sure that's in there nice and flush. I stuck another board down here to see if it was the floor or this board, and the floor has definitely got a hump to it. So I'm going to push this down some, but not go overboard. I don't know what I'll put down in there, but anyway, we'll just keep this kind of down because I don't want all of them. Whoops! Don't want all of them doing this little hump thing. This little section right here might be a little interesting. So I've got 30 1/4 for that length. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut that, and then we'll see where it needs to be cut up here to make that gap across there. And we'll have to cut a little notch out there. So anyway, 30 1/4 is our first cut. And I've stuck it back here where it needs to go. So now I want to make a couple of marks. So one right there and one right here, so I can skirt around that box. Now the main thing I need to see is how far up I need to cut this. So I won't really be able to use this groove down here because I'm cutting that one out. So it'll just kind of be a weird position there, but we'll just have to live with what we got. Okay, not the best, but not bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and lock that down. I've just mostly got this one stud right here. See that flicker? I'm using a power station to run the lights right now, so I'm gonna swap that out with the inverter so we don't see that anymore. So yeah, I forgot to cut this little piece out right here, which may be good, so I can just cut a piece to fit in that and up under here as well. But as far as this goes, I like it. I think it's gonna be good enough for what we wanted here. So, okay, next piece is going to have one outlet, which is right up there, but it should be a pretty straightforward piece after that. And I want to cut out this outlet, and so I'm going to try to do that here without breaking the board in half, if that makes sense. So let me go ahead and mark out where this thing is. I've drawn out where I think this outlet is. I'm going to use this oscillating tool. This is either going to work out really amazing or it's going to be way off. Given my track record, it's going to be way off. Okay, I may have to round over some of these edges in here to get up around that outlet. All right, looks like I'm off to the left or to the right a little bit. Let me cut that some. Okay, I'm using a wooden block to hammer that down a bit. Let's see. Yeah, I think that has worked out pretty good. So now I'm just gonna go back through here and get all these nails in. I'm glad I didn't have to cut that into two pieces. That's all the time I've got for today, so I'm going to pause this video and then I'll pick back up on the next time that I work, and so we'll finish up the siding up here. So far what I have is this wall done right here. That top one gave me a bit of an issue, so I just nailed it into place and called it good, but it looks fine. So then I got these over here started, and they are looking pretty good. So I've got two more down there that'll get it matched up with the other one, and then I'll have to start cutting some angles up top to fill in that. So that'll be interesting, but should be able to do that no problem. I've already got the boards cut for over there. Basically the boards that I have downstairs, I forget, maybe 8 of them or so, I will just begin using here on the ceiling. So anyway, I'll be back in just a bit. A couple weeks has passed. I'm back out here in the tiny house to get some more of this siding installed. So on this side, I've got just a couple pieces to go up here, and then I've got over here on the other side of the window, and then we may do a couple pieces up here on the ceiling today if we have time, but it's almost done up here. Super excited. Now I've not gone to town yet to price out what it's going to cost to finish buying this stuff. To be honest, it's probably at least $100 to get like one side of the roof done or more, because this stuff is expensive. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and continue to work right here. So I think where we left off was just getting these pieces up here. Just wrapped up that corner over there and got the last board up top right here. And so also got this side done, which means all 4 of the upstairs walls have been completed. Now I need to get back up here and do these little triangular pieces, which might be a bit annoying. And then also over here on this side as well. And then we can start moving on the ceiling. But that's all I'll do up here right now. Let's go ahead and sit downstairs and do a couple things. I've got this many of the 8-inch tongue and groove left. and then I've got these few pieces over here. And I was just realizing that I put the larger stuff on this wall. All the other walls have the 6-inch. So let me go ahead and work some more on this little section, filling in with these. Looks like I got 4 of them right here. And then maybe I'll cut a couple of these to finish up this wall right here. And then I'll continue to use the smaller stuff over here and upstairs. Okay, so this next piece is going to be the one that's a bit different. So I need the primary portion of this to be 44.5 inches. But up here, it needs to cut over 1 3/4 and then 5.5 over there. So I'll have to do a little bit of work to cut that out. Looks like 1 3/4 inches. And then once again, we got 5.5 on the very top up here. And of course, this right here is 1.5 inches. And let's see how I did here. Hopefully I've got it close enough. Yeah, I think so. Looking pretty good. Nice. I put those extra pieces up here. Looks pretty good. I'm really pleased with the way this little corner turned out over here. So I could possibly cut a couple more of these and finish that out. But I was just noticing that on the side of my old toilet idea, there's a few pieces over here. I'm gonna go ahead and pull those off, hopefully, and I can put one piece, thanks, right up here, and that will finish that out. Then I can take a piece like one of these scrap pieces and just put the last little bit right up in there to finish that. And then the other 3 pieces I pull off from that, I'm just going to put here for now, just to get that up and out. All right, of course this idea depends on whether or not I can get these boards to pop loose here without shattering them to bits. Let's see what we can do here. Whoops. Anyway, I'll work on that for a bit and see what I can do. When I purchased this pine tongue and groove about 6 to 7 years ago, it was about $6.50 a piece for a 12-foot section. Now in 2022, I'm kind of afraid to even check on the price. I'm anticipating somewhere around 15 bucks, maybe more than that. I'll let you know whenever I buy the last couple of pieces I need. So I figured I'll need to do the inside wall here and then the back wall, and that's pretty much it. But still, I'm gonna need, I don't know, 5 pieces or so. So I kind of anticipate that it'll be $100 or more. I have a few more projects that I need to get to this evening, but it's nice to have a couple pieces there, and then over here have a little bit more on this wall, and then of course a little bit of work that I did here upstairs. So let's go ahead and check that back out again. So yeah, back wall is good, and then over there next to the window. Now, where this stuff was outside for quite a while, I'm going to come back and I guess use the sander, and I may put some kind of polyurethane or something on these boards to just keep them from whatever. But also I need to sand out some places where I've drawn on them and also where my kids have. So one of these boards over here, I found my kids had drawn on pretty good. Yeah, down over here. So anyway, I think the sander will take all of that out, no problem. I've had every light on here inside of the tiny house for the past 2 hours, and it is raining pretty good outside. And let's see what the inverter shows here. So even with the clouds, we've got 12 watts coming in. Inverter's running 4%, which is nothing, and 13.2 volts on the battery. So I'm thinking I could run these lights here in the tiny house for most of a day, if not a whole day, on that single battery. Okay, well, I'm gonna, I guess, stop this video here, and I will bring you back later when I have purchased more of this tongue and groove, and then we will tackle the upstairs, getting the ceiling done and those little triangles on the gable end side. Thanks for watching. I'm Seth with Land to House, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.